What's going on, everybody? Welcome in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, what is the Vikings' biggest issue right now? Well, it is no doubt the running game. So coming up on today's show, we'll be breaking down the Vikings' rushing offense so far this season, and also go over two ways that Kevin O'Connell and crew can potentially fix this issue. But before we do so, guys, I just want to say thank you so much. We actually crossed over 42,000 subs on the stream yesterday, and it is all credit to you guys. So seriously, thank you guys so much. You know, the support on the channel lately has been unbelievable. 42,000 subscribers. I cannot believe I'm saying that. So just want to take a quick sec. Thank all of you guys. If you guys are already subscribed to the channel, shout out to you. But if you guys haven't, join our family here at Vikings Now. 42,000 members strong. Hit that sub button if you guys have not already. So let's dive into it. The Vikings rushing attack, definitely the biggest issue for this football team so far this season. And here's how the raw numbers shake out. 293 carries going only for 1,164 yards. Shakes out to 116.4 yards per game. And they have only 5 touchdowns on the ground. And actually their longest run this season is 39 yards. Now, if you take just like the first 5-game sample size, I thought this issue was fixed under Kevin O'Connell. But over the last 4 games, this is seriously been an issue. And just take a look at the Vikings yards per carry over the last 4 outings. Against the Rams, Thursday Night Football, no run game was existent in SoFi Stadium, 2.9 yards per carry. Against the Colts, Sunday Night Football, 4.2 yards per carry. And the last 2 weeks, against the Jags and the Titans, 2.9 yards per carry and 2.5 yards per carry. Now, we'll say the Titans, they got a very good front seven, specifically with Devondre Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons holding down that interior. But still, this is an issue for the Vikings because with the playoffs just around the corner, you want to lean on your run game, lean on your defense, where it's not just all Sam Darnold, where it's only going to come down to the performance of number 14, determining if you guys do get a win or not. But yesterday, I thought Kevin O'Connell, even though I thought it was I'll call it a good game by KOC. I don't want to call it a great game because my one gripe here is you just kept running into the strength of the Titans. Like, I just mentioned, Jeffrey Simmons, Devondre Sweat, they're fantastic. And Kevin O'Connell just continuously just ran the ball up the middle. 33 carries yesterday, only going for 82 yards, 2.5 yards per carry. I mean, Aaron Jones got 10-plus carries. Cam Akers got 10-plus carries as well. And their longest run yesterday was only 12 yards. And I think what is so concerning for me with this Vikings rushing attack is that this isn't just an issue for this season. This has been an issue under Kevin O'Connell. Here's the run game under KOC starting since 2022. That season, 97.7 rush yards per game, 27th in the league. Last year, 2023, 91.4 rush yards per game. That was 29th in the NFL. And this year, the rush yards per game are up by a lot, by almost 25 yards. But still, you're only 19th in the league. I think teams also this year are putting a bigger emphasis on their run game. So, Kevin O'Connell, I think this falls specifically on him. And, I was thinking about in a perfect world, what is the Vikings' identity heading into the playoffs? And ideally, with the top 3, top 5 defense you have, it would be a solid run game and a great defense. And you just kind of let the icing on the cake be Justin Jefferson, be Sam Darnold, and all these weapons that you have. But right now, the identity of this football team is pretty much just the defense, and then you can somehow scrap together 24, 28 points a game on the right arm of Sam Darnold. So, heading into the playoffs, specifically against the Eagles, against the Lions, where you are going to have to put up at least 27 points to beat both of those teams, a run game could be very, very huge. Now, one guy that is definitely taken a step back over the last couple of games is Aaron Jones. And on the channel over the last couple of weeks, I've been saying take away carries for Aaron Jones, not just because of his performance, but mainly because I want him feeling 110% healthy during the home stretch of the season. But now the performance is starting to become an issue. The last 4 games for Aaron Jones on a yards per carry basis, Week 8 versus the Rams, 3.1. Week 9 versus the Colts, 3.0. Had a good outing against the Jaguars, 5.2 yards per carry. But then again, against the Titans, 2.5 yards per carry. This is not good enough. This is an issue, and I still will say this. Cam Akers, you traded for him for a reason. Get him the football more, even though, you take a step back in terms of talent at that running back spot. You do not want Aaron Jones getting 20 touches per game for the rest of the season. He will fizzle out. I mean, this is a guy who's going to turn 30 years old December 2nd. You do not want to have a guy who is an older running back, has an injury history, with the most amount of touches in a season in his career. It's just not a recipe for success. So we'll talk about how they could specifically fix this run game here in a second. But I'll ask you guys this. Confidence level in the Vikings fixing the run game. Scale it for me 1 through 10 down below in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on how you're feeling about this Vikings rushing attack for the rest of the season, because I think no doubt this is the biggest issue around this football team right now. So I ask you guys, confidence level in the Vikes fixing this. Scale it for me 1 through 10. Now, I got 2 ways the Vikings can fix the running game. We'll talk about that here in a second. But first off, got to give a massive shout out to today's presenting sponsor, and that is PrizePicks. Now, if you guys download the PrizePicks app today and sign up today while plugging in promo code CLNS, after you make your first $5 lineup, you guys will actually get $50 instantly. That is $50 instantly after you make your first $5 lineup if you plug in promo code CLNS. Best part is you don't even need to win that $5 lineup to receive the $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. So what is PrizePicks? PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. Now, if you guys are going to be watching a Timberwolves game, a Minnesota Wild game, or obviously a Vikings game, creating a PrizePicks lineup is the best way to increase your viewing experience. So download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you create your first $5 lineup. Download the app today. Plug in promo code CLNS. Get $50 instantly after you create your first $5 lineup. But massive shout out to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's show. PrizePicks. Run your game. So how do the Vikings fix the run game? Number 1, I think you just stop forcing it. Because, again, that was my one big gripe with Kevin O'Connor yesterday versus the Titans. Like, clearly the run game was not working. Jeffrey Simmons, Devondre Sweat, they're having an unbelievable game. Let's find another way to be successful on first and second downs besides running the football. And when you have these 2 guys, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, there is really no excuse for the Vikings to just continuously pound the football up the middle when it is not working. I mean, Jefferson is already closing in on 1,000 yards this season. He has been awesome. I mean, yesterday, not broke the record, but he was officially now the fastest receiver, he has the most yards throughout the first 5 seasons of an NFL career. Really, all the credit goes number 18. But then we saw Jordan Addison emerge yesterday, and he's averaging 15 yards per catch. Both of these guys are a big play threat, but honestly, this is going to sound crazy. I almost want that yards per catch to come down. Like, I would love to see, like, next week against the Bears, run game can't get going, which I don't expect it to. Bears are, even though they're kind of a dumpster fire, they still have a good defense there in Chicago. So get Jefferson, get the ball out quick, get him the football. Just find other ways, to be successful on first and second downs. And also this, like, with TJ Hawkinson back in the lineup, like, he is your quick game. Like, you can throw him a 3-yard out, he can get 7 yards. You can throw him a 9-yard crosser. He can make a man miss, turn it into 15, 16 yards. So a guy like this, I expect him to step up, have a bigger focal point in the offense, and, he will need to have a bigger focal point, as Kevin O'Connell actually said a couple hours ago that Josh Oliver is actually dealing with a sprained left ankle right now. So I expect him to miss this game versus the Bears. Probably comes back, home game against the Cardinals, potentially on Monday Night Football, by the way. Vikings fans, watch out for that. That game is supposed to be at noon on Sunday right now, but I fully expect the Vikings-Cardinals game to be flexed in the Monday Night Football. But, hey, Josh Oliver, he's probably not going to be there this weekend. So you get TJ Hawkinson, you get Addison, you get Jefferson the ball more. Because overall, how many catches does Addison have on the season? I mean, it can't be more. I think I said 25 earlier. Yeah, 24 catches for Addison. Like, that needs to be up there close to the 40, 50 catches. I mean, honestly, you should have been a 100-catch, at least a 1,000-yard receiver guy this season, but he just hasn't been a big focal point. So how do you fix the run game? You stop running the football when it is not available. And, number 2 for me, I'm going to go run to the outside more. I think clearly the Vikings' strengths of this offensive line, even with Christian Darrisaw not being available for the rest of the season is at the tackle position. And the PFF numbers don't lie with that. I mean, Cam Robinson, almost a 70 overall grade. Brian O'Neill, 83.8 overall grade. He's been awesome. Blake Brandel, 60.9. Garrett Bradbury, 68.7. Dalton Risner filling in for Ed Ingram yesterday. He had a 50 overall grade. And, what was so frustrating yesterday is, if you just look at, take the Titans roster as a whole, who are their two best players? Maybe not the two best players, but what position are they the best at? It's interior defensive linemen. Jeffrey Simmons, Devondre Sweat. These two are mammoths in the interior of a defensive line. But over and over again, Kevin O'Connell just kept trying to run into just a brick wall. We were getting no push from the interior. Run it to the outside more. Go behind Brian O'Neill. When Josh Oliver's back in lineup, run to his side. He's one of the best run-blocking tight ends in the league. But overall, if the Vikings don't fix this and playoff time comes around and we're averaging 2 yards per carry throughout the first half against the Lions or the Eagles and the offense is struggling, I am more than okay with Kevin O'Connell just completely getting away from the run game. And, also this I was thinking about specifically with, Sam Darnold here. If you add or maybe just put more emphasis on a quick pass game, it will help you on early downs and also build Darnold's confidence. If he just sees a couple easy ones where he's 5 of 5 for 37 yards to start a drive and just quick outs, quick, hitch routes to Jefferson, Addison, Hawk, whoever it may be, that could build his confidence heading into that rest of the game. So, it'll be interesting to see. Kevin O'Connell, I love him as a head coach. I think he's a great play caller, great play designer, but definitely my biggest gripe with him so far has been the lack of a run game. I mean, this is 3 seasons in a row coming from that Sean McVay tree that he just hasn't been able to consistently run the ball so far with his tenure with the Vikings. But, hey, we'll end it off with this. If you guys love the Minnesota Vikings, give me a skull down below in the comments section, and I'll give you guys a shout-out down there. But also, I am on Twitter. That's the handle, @PatSieps. Thank you guys so much for watching today's show. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. See you guys next time. As always, Skol